Good evening and welcome. It's 6:30. It's Monday evening. We're in week 4 of lockdown, so I'm back home again, cooking something else up. And when I was thinking what can titillate our taste buds, I was thinking what I really enjoyed cooking over the last 4 weeks, and pork was one of the dishes that really stood out for me. We only had that last week and I've done something quite creative with that. Tonight I want to make something really simple that you can make at home. I've got some pork cooking in the oven, but there it is. Sounds like it's sizzling up quite nicely. Let's just check on that. So I've got 2 pieces of pork which I've already crackled up in the oven. They're cooking nicely there, which I've seasoned with a little bit of garlic there as well. So I'm just going to turn that, take some of the heat out of that pork, take it down to the lower shelf. So that's cooking away there. I've just put a pan on with some oil. I've done some prepping already. So here I've got some beautiful green cabbage, some mushrooms, some carrots that I stuck in the microwave. The cabbage for 2 minutes, and the mushroom and cabbage for a minute, just to take that stiffness out of it, which I'm going to put in the pan with this oil to finish off. So we've sort of blanched it in the microwave and then I'm going to finish it off in the pan. One of the key parts to this dish that goes with the pork is the sauce that I'm going to make here. So here I've got 1 mango, so I'm just going to take a nice slice off the side of this mango, like so. That's all we want. Put the rest of it back in there, put it there for the moment, and then I'm just going to take off with this smaller knife the skin off the mango, because we're not working with the mango skin, so we're just going to peel that like so. What have you had for your tea this evening? What have you been cooking at home? Since I've been doing my little cooking sessions at home, have you found that it's given you the pizzazz to cook something yourself, to be a little bit more adventurous in the kitchen? Because of course all you have to do in the kitchen is know how to mix your flavours. You can play around with foods. It's a great thing about food is that you can play around with the flavours, and as long as you're not too wacky, then you should get something nice to come out of it. So here I'll put a pan on here. I use a little bit of water out of the potatoes that I've cooked, just to use a bit of that starch water in the bottom. And I'm just going to get this mango and I'm just going to slice it really small. Slices to start with, and then we'll go across it so it's diced. But we're only going for really small pieces. It will cook through better. The texture will work better with this as well.
Craig Neal says that a beef Monster Munch and an Easter egg for tea.
I love beef Monster Munch, but my favourite ones are the pickled onion ones. And an Easter egg, bit of a weird combination, but I guess the thing is, just like cooking, it's all about the palate, isn't it? So you can put whatever you want in there. I'm just going to put that little bit of garlic from earlier in there. So I'm going to put this in that pan there. So that's now cooking in that little splash of potato water that's in there. Now I'm going to get this lovely fresh pineapple as well. And I'm just going to cut off the bottom of the pineapple like so. That's where all that hard bit is on the bottom, so we can just straight in the bin with that. And then I'm just going to take another slice like so. I'll put that over there. And the same again, we're just going to take off the hard bit of the pineapple on the outside. You could use tinned pineapple. The only thing about tinned pineapple is they're generally left in a syrup, and it takes some of the flavour, that beautiful fresh flavour, the crunchiness out of the pineapple. If ever you've had tinned pineapple, you know that it's soft and soggy by the time you take it out. So I'm just going to do exactly the same with the pineapple as we did with the mango. And if you look at that mango, look, it's just boiling in there. If we just get a picture in there, look, it's just boiling away in there. So I've just got the pineapple the same, slicing it across, just dicing it again, and I'm just going to do exactly the same with that. I'm just going to throw that into that mix there. I'm going to get my wooden spoon here. I'm just going to stir that in. And now I've bought this beautiful fresh red chilli. So this has got a bit of fire to it. We probably want a good inch, coming up towards an inch and a half. We're going to splice it down the middle. Should be no seeds in there because the seeds are up towards the top. I'm right. We're just going to splice it again. And now what I'm going to do with that is just thinly chop this red chilli. Now already I can smell, it's almost like smell the heat coming off it. And we're going to put that in with this pineapple and mango, which is cooking away there like so. I'm just wondering if that's enough chilli. What do you think, Steve? Bit more. And of course, depending how hot you like yours, you can just put a hint of chilli in there. I'd always recommend that you do put some chilli in there, because one of the great things about using chilli here is that you're going to get the heat from the chilli, but you're also going to get the sweetness from the fruit as well. So we'll just do the same again. We'll throw that in there. And I'm going to add to that. So that's bubbling away. Let's just take some of the heat out of that now. Like
Al
so.
says the new camera holder I bought you is amazing.
Troublemaker. So I'm going to get a nice good inch of cucumber. And we're just going to do exactly the same with this. I'm just going to slice it down like that. It's good to cut it in half first, because then it gives it balance when you want to run your knife through it, which certainly saves you chopping your fingers off. And the same again here. And then I'm just going to cut these into small pieces the same. Doesn't matter that they're not as small as the fruit.
Linda Divers, hi.
Hi, good evening to you. Welcome to everybody that's coming on live this evening. So if you have a look, we've got that away in there now. We've got that oil cooking there. I've also made up some potato, just 1.5 potatoes. And then I'm also going to give it a splash of white wine. Now this is optional, but we'll just give it a splash like so, because I would just want to get a bit more of a base to that sauce.
Kyle Adam Dixon wants to know, what is the wine? He's asked multiple times.
Oh, really? So this wine is this is a Sauvignon Blanc. It's called a... I think we might have had a little bit of a connection problem there. So we've just put that veg into the pan. I'll get me a little tongs out. Let's just check on that pork. Pork's looking good. So as I said, I blanched these carrots and the mushrooms and the cabbage and a little bit of courgette that I happen to have left in the fridge. So it's better if you get the cabbage, sorry, the carrots on the bottom, the cabbage on the top. The cabbage doesn't need much of a cook anyway, but look at the lovely colours in there again. So that sauce is cooking up nicely. I'm going to give a nice squeeze of lime into there as well. So we've got in there the pineapple, the mango, the fresh red chilli, a little bit of white wine vinegar, a good squeeze. There was probably actually a tablespoon and a half of honey in there. You don't have to go to Crete for your honey. And then I put a good splash, probably 75 ml of white wine in there. And now that's how the sauce is looking. And we're going to use that as a dressing over the pork. I'm just going to get a teaspoon to give this a try. Just go for the sauce itself. Wow. Oh my gosh, that is incredible. So you've got the fieriness of the chilli coming through, but not too hot, and then you've got the beautiful sweetness of the fruit, the pineapple and the mango, and then the wine and the vinegar just take some of that sweet edge from that extra honey that you put in there as well. And then I'm just going to throw in, and this may seem a little bit bizarre, just give that another stir, we'll get the heat going through this veg. I'll then throw in this lovely bit of cucumber. And the thing I love about cucumber, you know I like to work with celery, but the thing I love about cucumber as well is it's a thing that you wouldn't normally relate to for cooking, and this is going to give that extra moist wetness. When you bite into this dressing, it will be really fresh and flavoursome. So you'll get this burst of water out of the cucumber that will also help give a variance on your palate. There we are, so we've got all of those. Let's put the fruits back in the fridge. the mango rolled off. Right, Steve, remember the mango's going to need a wash. I'll put it up there. Oh, this is live. I was going to call it television. We're as close as, aren't we? Right, they're back in the fridge. We've got the veg cooking down in the pan. And if you could smell this, it smells divine. So we're just getting the heat through there. Just going to get a bit more heat into that as well. We've got the potato cooking in there, so let's just give that another minute. We're almost done. Let's just have a check on that pork, shall we? So I'm going to pull out the pork. So there's the pork. Now when I cook a piece of pork like this, you either stand it up in a pan and you cook the fat on the outside, holding it down, or you, I lean them against each other so the heat cooks them off first. So now we can throw that back in and give that a bit more of a cook in the oven. Not too far off being complete. We want a couple of plates. Like so. There in there. And listen to that sizzle. That's exactly what you want to happen. You want the veg, the carrots, the mushroom, a little bit of courgette and that lovely cabbage sizzling away in the pan, getting the heat through. That lovely dressing there, just have a close up on that one, Steve, that lovely dressing with that fresh chilli in there, the cucumber, the mango, the chilli, the pineapple, a bit of white wine, red wine vinegar, and the honey, all the way from Crete. Good evening, if you're having a drink this evening. Steve started early. I'm joining the party a little bit later, but good evening to each and every one of you. I hope you're keeping safe at home, sending well wishes and love. Okie dokie, where are we at? Potatoes cooked, plates are almost warm, we'll give that another pop and ting. So there's our mashed potato that we've prepared with some butter, some cream, some spring onion and a little bit of cheese in there. I've purposely made that quite a runny mix and you'll see exactly why once we get this finished. So we're just going to give these another turn here. And that's what we wanted. See the carrots coming up with a colour on there now. And that beautiful colouring we're getting on the outside where it's cooking in the pan, it's mixing with that extra virgin olive oil. Drying the outside out a little bit as well, which is great where we'll get that beautiful intense flavour on the inside. We've got that little bit of pan fry. on the outer part of the carrot and the veg there. How are we doing? That's good, I think.
Our bowl just as it looks lush.
It's not finished yet, Al. I was going to add a little bit of ginger, but we won't bother with the ginger, so that can go back up there. Move that there. This is where I run out of space. I need Sarah Clayton to hurry up and finish my unit in the middle. I know why she hasn't done it yet. It's because I can't invite her around for dinner to experience it with Speedy yet. So she's hanging on until all this corona malarkey's eased off a little bit.
Andy
Don't blame her, to be fair.
Andy Shelley's just shocked you put butter and cream in the mash.
Oh yes. So the butter gives it that, well, just gives it that really buttery flavour, and the sour cream just gives it a different edge to it as well. Also a little bit creamy, but they've got two different purposes as well. Obviously the butter being oilier as well, which gives addedness to the texture. Is that a word? Addedness? It is now. There we are. So that vegetable's done. I think we're pretty much ready for serving up. So we'll just take all this off here. I'll move that over to there. Let's see if we can do it with 2 plates on here without the boards. Last thing we're going to check on is the pork. Let's just check that pork. Of course, Andy Shelley's been a good old chef. Oh wow, that pork is cooked beautifully, if I do say so myself. Right, we can turn that heat off. So what we're going to do now is literally get this lovely veg. We're just going to layer the bottom of the plate with it. Still sizzling away. Smells gorgeous. You can see the mushrooms, the carrot, the cabbage in there. Just that leftover bit of courgette that we had there as well. We've got the beautiful colours there. Let's just open that up a tad. If in doubt, just pour the rest on, like so. Now we're going to spoon out this beautiful spring onion mashed potato. It's got the butter and the cream, just how we like it. You can smell the spring onion cutting through that potato there.
Can you do a pipperoo and bring me some?
Pipperoo? Oh, I shouldn't be sucking on my thumb, should I, to get the potato off, but hey ho.
It's only me.
Now we're just going to get this beautifully cooked pork. Just going to balance that on the top there. It's going to sit on top of all of that. We're almost done, and then finally the star of today's dish. If you didn't think it was the pork, it's this beautiful mango, pineapple, chilli, cucumber, white wine, honey. So let's just going to decorate the top of that dish like so. And then we're just going to spoon out this gorgeous sauce. It's just going to drizzle all over the top there, running that flavour all over the top of the dish, oozing down into that pork, and that is going to pack an absolute punch. And there we have it. I guess the final part is putting it in the tasting. So here's just a close-up. This evening's dish. It's a Caribbean pork dish. Of course, with chili, mango, pineapple, you expect it to be a little bit Caribbean, and also add some, we've put white wine in it, not the red. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to taste a bit for you. If you just see me cut down into this. So we've got this stunning piece of pork. This is where it all goes to pot now. We've got that dressing on the top. Wow. Not too sweet, not too hot, packed with flavour. You get the juiciness of that pork coming through. Those lovely vegetables on the bottom. If you want the recipe, drop me a line. I hope you enjoyed watching that. Thanks for tuning in again. Sorry I'm talking with my mouth full. Finding Phil's Flavours. I'm glad that you join me each time. Enjoy whatever you're doing. Look after yourselves. Wash your hands. Keep safe. Save the NHS.